Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Prudy Gaming here, and I'm coming to you with a tutorial on how to build a mob grinder. So this design is kind of like a variation of a design that a YouTuber called Prowl came up with. So I can't take full credit for this, but I did make a few changes on the way he has it designed, because it could be done a lot more efficient and a lot cheaper than the way he had it. So, the way he had it, let me just hop down into this bottom section here. So I've built this entire thing up, and it's basically a 3x3 hole. His design, he had blocks all the way out to here, and the water would flow to the very edge. But mobs liked getting stuck on the edge because they're trying to get back over here. They're trying to pathfind to full blocks. So in order to fix that issue, what I did is I just grabbed some of these iron bars. I might not use iron bars, I might use something else, but they're half blocks. That means if this piston extends with the water, then the water will extend out and have like a little edge on it. So no mobs, despite pathfinding, they'll try to pathfind, but they won't be able to pathfind back onto the block, and they'll get pushed off to the bottom, which should, in theory, improve the efficiency of it. Another thing that I saw that he could have improved on is he had full rows of sticky pistons for each level. Instead of doing full rows, what I am doing is I'm coming up here. I'll just show you at the top where I've kind of edited a bit. But if I was to take out these 4 blocks here and these 4 blocks here and take out the sticky pistons and the stairs, this actually floods the entire platform, and no matter where the mob is on this platform, it will still get flushed. So that saves 8 pistons per wall. So that's 8, 16, that's 32 sticky pistons that you will not need from his design. And of course, I also changed a little bit. The corners here are just to keep this corner block from becoming an infinite water source. It's not too much of, well, it's kind of an issue, because if that becomes an infinite water source, nothing can delete the water. There's no piston there. So what would happen is that water will always stay here and keep mobs from spawning in this section. So that would definitely ruin the efficiency of it a little bit. But anyways, I'm just designing this to my specifications, doing a few changes. Like right here, I took out the sticky pistons. These 4 sticky pistons you do not need on each side of this. So it's actually 8 sticky pistons per wall that you can save. And yeah, I like the design that he had. It's pretty simple. So right here, you'll have your platform, because mob spawning in 1.11 on Bedrock Edition is a lot different. Before, it used to be, if I was standing here, then 24 blocks away, mobs cannot spawn. But the 25th block, mobs can spawn from there all the way out to block 54. So you have a large area that mobs can spawn, but they cannot spawn within the circle of 24 blocks around the player. But in 1.10, the way mob spawning worked, it was a cylinder. So it would go all the way from 54 to 25. It would go all the way up to map height and all the way down to bedrock. But with the 1.11, it's actually a sphere around a player. So instead of a cylinder going all the way up to the top and the bottom of the world, it's basically a circle. Think of it like a globe around the player. So that includes block 25 here, let's say block 25 here, you know, all the way around the player like this, mobs can spawn. And let's just place a few blocks in to kind of show you. So it's basically a sphere around a player, of the radius. So that's definitely a good thing for us on Bedrock Edition. That means you no longer have to do full perimeters if you want decent mob grinders. Because before it was just absolutely terrible. But now what you could do is you could build a platform and make sure it's about 60 blocks above the ground. That way no mobs will spawn on the ground if you're on your AFK platform. Another thing that he said is if you happen to load the chunks around the mob grinder, and then what you would have to do if mobs spawned around there, you would have to light everything up with torches. This is not correct. The only thing you have to do, which for realms or servers, it's a lot different because you'd have to get in contact with the server owner or the realm owner and get them to do it for you. But what you can do is an easy fix. You go into settings right here, and you go over to difficulty, and you change it to peaceful. What this does is it deloads, it basically deletes all saved mobs, and all mobs are removed from the world. Now, there is one thing that you need to be aware of if you're doing that. If you have any mobs around that are name tagged and you're trying to keep as like decorative pieces or whatever, or you're using them for farms or anything like that, those will also get removed. So if you have, like if I was in the end and I had an Enderman farm and I switched to peaceful mode, the Endermite would despawn and the farm would break. So you need to be careful of that. You need to make sure no other players, it's not going to affect any other players. With my base on the realm that I own, I am actually planning on having some mobs in my actual base. So that wouldn't be good for me if I do that, because then I'd have to get more mobs and stuff. But my plan is in my tower, I'm going to have some mobs and stuff around that are name tagged and everything. But yeah, this is pretty much a very simple design. So you could just have these pistons here, and then have a torch tower coming up. And I'm still working on how I want to design it, but this should be pretty good. I'm gonna finish this off, do some AFK for about an hour, and see how good the rates are. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It's a little bit different than what I usually do. I usually just do my realm Bedlands survival series, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick episode. I'm planning on doing more tutorials in the future, so be aware of that. One of the main things that I want to do is a completely lossless pumpkin and melon farm, so stay tuned for that. If you like the video, please leave a like, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.